Hi, I'm Rick Cox, and today I'm going to be talking to you about choosing the right company. I'm going to tell you a little bit about my background first. I have actually been around the network marketing industry for my entire life, since I was basically in diapers. My parents were leaders, very top leaders actually, in a couple of the biggest companies that have been around in the last 30 years. So they've done very, very well. I actually got into the industry at the corporate level in 2001, and I will just tell you that in all the years I've been around the corporate side of things, I have seen the good, the bad, and the ugly. And my goal today is to help you to avoid all the pits that are in the industry. I'm going to help you to choose the right company. Let's talk about the choices. You know, in the last 20 years, we have had a humongous proliferation of companies, just an explosion of them. And they have all kinds of stuff. I'll just tell you, before you choose a company, there are some things that you really, really want to think about, because if you are taking people to companies and helping them market products and they're not a good company, not a good product, not a good compensation, I'm telling you, you're going to quickly burn out your warm market. You're going to have people that are going to stop taking your phone calls, stop listening to what you say. You're going to be part of that NFL club, the no friends left. And I'm here to help you to avoid that pitfall. So there are some key indicators that you always can look for in a company. Number one, you want to look at the corporate leadership and their stability. If you have corporate leaders that are not doing stuff by the books and doing it the right way, you're in trouble. You got a unique product. You want to have something that's unique, everyone wants. A compensation plan that pays you fairly and equitably. You want a good team of people around you that are going to support you and be there for your success. I'm going to talk a little bit more about these things here, starting with the company. First off, integrity is absolutely everything. If you have a company with leaders that are not operating from 100% of integrity, you may as well just stop right now, because the company has to have integrity. I have seen so many times where companies have terminated their distributors for no reason. They just wanted to save themselves a check. So people got to the top of a company, got cut off. I've seen companies take products that were a good product and then they made them cheaper because they found a way they could cut corners and save themselves some money on making the product. Again, product stopped working for people, or worse, had some terrible effects from it, and now nobody wants the product anymore. So the integrity, this is all back to that. It really matters. Experience. You want a leadership team at that company that's got the experience. And I'm not just talking about field distributor experience, I'm talking about real management, business management experience. Because I've seen a lot of times where distributors out in the field, they go, I can do this corporate thing. I can run my own company. I'm going to avoid all this stuff. I'm going to be the savior to all the distributors. And I'll tell you what, those are the guys, they've got big egos. They think they know how to do it. And running a company is a whole lot different than being out in the field and building. So it's good to have a little bit of a balance and have an understanding, but you need people at corporate that really know what they are doing. And you know, once you have that, you know, the financial backing that the company has, you want a company that really has a good financial backing. They've got funding not just for the next week, next month, next year. You want them to have funding to help grow into international markets, do more product development, product research. Financial backing really does matter. And last but not least, you want them to have a proven track record. Companies oftentimes go out of business in under 7 years. So if you don't have a company that has a proven track record, that's been around and have people that know how to take a company beyond that first 4, 5, 6 years, again, you're not going to have a company. You're going to build something and it'll be gone from underneath you if you don't have that proven track record. So let's talk about the product a little bit. The one thing that you've got to have in any given product is you have to have high market demand. If you don't have anybody that wants your product, you're out pushing widgets, more or less, and you don't want to be doing that. You want to have a product that you can be proud of. One of the things that I tell people is that if you don't have people don't see the business opportunity until they see the opportunity to do a lot of business. So if you don't have a product that everybody needs, wants, etc., you're just not going to have the kind of success that I know you want to have. So high market demand is where it all starts. Next, you want to look at the quality of the product. Is this product being made to the highest standards? If it's not, and you're putting your name on it, just remember, you know, people are trusting you. They are trusting you that you have looked at the product and it's not just some fly-by-night me too. Hey, you know, if you got vitamin C, God bless you. The problem is now you're going to have to tell everybody why your vitamin C is better than the one they got at Albertsons or some other grocery store. You want to have something that's unique, and you also want to tell them about the quality of the product. It's not just a Me Too product that everybody else in the market has. It has to be unique. It also has to be effective. So the product has to do something for people. People in this day and age, I'll tell you what, if you can't give them something that really makes a noticeable difference for them, they're out of there. They will not keep consuming the product or using it for more than a month or two. So it has to make a real difference for people in their life for them to stay on it. And that really gets down to the value. If people see value in it because it's changing their life or making a really big difference for them, they'll stick around. So the value, all of these key ingredients with the product. Let's talk about the compensation though. This is another one of those areas where I see a lot of shenanigans. I'll tell you what. There are only so many ways to slice up a pie. We only got one pie here, right? So we got to look at how much money is being given to the company. They got to make money. Hey, that's fine. They also have to have the distributors making money, and that's where you are at. You're doing all the work in the field, and there has to be a balance, and it has to be fair and equitable. So, you know, really, if you have a company that's paying out 50 cents of every dollar to the field, that's great. There are companies that pay out as high as 55 cents of every dollar to the company. Now, here's the trick here. I've seen companies play this little game where they present on paper this idea that maybe you could have 80 cents on the dollar being paid to the distributors. We all know that's baloney because companies can't run on that little thin of a margin. And so they play this game, and there's all this breakage to the compensation plan. And so it's a game of if you hold your hand just right and you breathe just this many times per minute and you hold your head this exact way, come on, we know better than that. That's a game. And people are playing those games so that they can get you involved in their company, and they show you this pie in the sky deal. It's never going to happen. It's not a reality. And so just be very careful of those comp plans. A fair and equitable comp plan at least gives about a 50-50 chance, you know, where 50% goes to the company, 50% goes to the field. If it's something, you know, within a range of that, you know, and there are exceptions, but you just really got to be careful of companies that are making claims on either side of that are too dramatic. The other thing here is the short and long-term income. You got to be able to make money now, the very beginning of the company, when you're just getting started. You got to make money now. You also have money at the very end of the comp plan so that you got 50 leaders underneath you that are doing well, that you're still making money. So I've seen companies that put all the money at the front end, nothing at the back. I've seen them put it all at the back and nothing at the front. And those kind of deals end up really hurting the consumer, hurting the distributor. So we don't want to do that. We want everybody to be paid fairly and consistently. As you grow, your check grows, and it's fair. And I want to reward the right behaviors. That is, I like seeing it when they reward you for building teams, not just filling up one guy's garage full of product. I like seeing when you're rewarded, when you help somebody down below you be more successful than yourself and not cut off. I see a lot of comp plans do that. So those are things to look for. Just be aware of them because you want to be successful. You want your people to be successful. Let's talk about the team. The team is another one of those things that really makes a difference because if you don't know who you're working with, you don't know the kind of people that are in your upline, you could end up being with some people that are really out of integrity and not going to serve you very well. And so you want to know, are they working from a place of real integrity? Are they going to do what they say they're going to, what they've said they're going to do? One, and two, what is their commitment to this? Because if you're not dealing with a committed upline, you're not going to have any support. You're basically just enrolling into a deal and you're going to be left for dead. I don't want that to happen to you either. So choose your teams wisely. You know, you want somebody that's going to be there for those three-way phone calls. It's going to be there for those in-person meetings. It's going to, you know, get your questions answered and take you to the company or do whatever you need to make sure that you succeed. So that's the next thing on team here. Last, I want to give you some things to really beware of, pitfalls, big ones. If you see an emphasis on big pack sales, they're trying to get you to buy thousands of dollars of product that you're not going to consume anytime soon. I am telling you what, you better run for the hills from any company that does that because right now there is some big trouble for the companies that are playing those games and you don't want to be involved in that. Any kind of special deals, when you see people that are getting special treatment, that are being given positions that have volume in them, they're being given lots of money that's not in the compensation plan, You know, now I don't have a problem with somebody, a leader, offering some incentives within their team and things like that. That's all well and good. And if it's performance-based, you know, that's fine. What bothers me is when I see the corporate people doing stuff where they're basically creating an unfair playing field. And this gets back to that corporate integrity thing that I mentioned earlier. So you really want to be careful of the company doing weird, unethical stuff. And, you know, just remember, you know, there are people at the bottom that they work their way up to where they're at. And if you're being given special treatment, you know, where else, where are they going to do something to undermine you down the road? If they're willing to give you a special deal, you got to think, who else are they doing this to? Who else are they taking money away from or harming in some fashion? So, you know, how they do it in one side, they're doing it in another. You can't be in integrity only in this one part, but then playing games over on the other side and then expecting that they're playing fair across the board. They're not. So it's a really important thing to look at. The Federal Trade Commission right now is coming down on companies like a lead brick. You don't want to be caught underneath that. I've just had some friends that I really respect that have lost their checks because of the Federal Trade Commission coming in and shutting down their company. And it was because of things that were being done, you know, and not all of it was fair and warranted. I'll give it that. But I will tell you, the people that were doing things ethically in the correct way, it didn't matter. There were some people in the company that weren't doing it that way, and those people can take just a handful of bad apples, can ruin it for the rest of them. So again, this really comes down to that integrity all the way throughout the company, the team, the leadership, everybody. And you know, at the end of the day, I just want to see you choosing a company where you can be successful. You're going to have all the right things in place. You're going to be able to show this to your friends and family and be proud. Say, you know what? I do this for a living, and I'm proud of what I do because I set people up to succeed. I set them up to have the lifestyle that they want to have, they should have, and I'm proud of what I do. So anyway, I hope this has been valuable for you. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. God bless.